Welcome to Primary 5, Lesson 10, Integrated Science, Week 5. We are still moving on with fertilizers, and today we are looking at artificial fertilizers. We are saying that these fertilizers made in factories. As we hear the name artificial, this is man-made. So people make these fertilizers from factories, and these fertilizers can be in powder form, liquid form, or crystal form. When you talk about crystal form, that can also, when you look at crystals like salt, sugar, those are crystal forms. So even these fertilizers can be in the crystal forms. Then we have types of artificial fertilizers. There are only two. We have what we call straight fertilizers and compound fertilizers. Straight fertilizers, these are fertilizers that contain only one major nutrient or mineral salt. It's a fertilizer that contains only one mineral salt or one nutrient that the plant may require. So examples of such fertilizers we have nitrogen fertilizer. With nitrogen fertilizer contains only nitrogen as a nutrient. Then we have phosphorus fertilizer that one contains only phosphorus. We have potassium fertilizer which contains only potassium, and we have SSP which stands for single superphosphate. Single superphosphate means it's a fertilizer which contains only one single phosphate. Then we have compound fertilizers. These are fertilizers which contain more than one nutrient. Fertilizers that contain more than one nutrient. It can be one fertilizer but gives the farmer or the soil several nutrients. So this includes one, we have CAN. CAN stands for calcium ammonium nitrate. Calcium ammonium nitrate. So this calcium ammonium nitrate provides nutrients like calcium, it's a nutrient on its own, ammonium, then also nitrate. So these are some of the nutrients which are found in the can. Then ASN. ASN stands for ammonium sulfate nitrate. So this one contains nutrients like ammonium, sulfate, and nitrate. Then we have PC. PC stands for potassium chloride. So this one provides cells with the potassium, then chloride nutrients. DAP. DAP stands for diammonium phosphate. Diammonium phosphate. So it provides two ammonium and also phosphate in the soil. Then NPK, this is the commonest new fertilizer we use, NPK. That one contains nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So this K stands for potassium. When you go to secondary learning, we learn about elements where we look now their botanical names, their Latin names. K stands for potassium, and in Latin is kalium. That's why we use it as K. Potassium, its name is kalium, so we use it K as the symbol for potassium. So NPK gives us those three nutrients. Now, what are the advantages of using these artificial fertilizers? One of the advantages is that they are easy to store. They are not like the other manure, where you cannot put them in the house because of their smell and they are too many, they are heavy. So these ones are easy to store since they are clean. Then they release nutrients quickly to the soil. They supply the soil with high amounts of nutrients. If, for example, you are putting NPK, the plant is going to get the nitrogen, they are going to get phosphorus, they are going to get potassium. Then, they contain the right nutrient in the right amount. After examining your soil and see that these plants are lacking this nutrient, it is easy for you to know which fertilizer to buy. Either you are going to buy CAN or you are going for straight fertilizers and buy only nitrogen fertilizer if the plant is using only nitrogen. Then disadvantages, one, they are poisonous to people and animals. So when you store them in the house, children can easily drink these fertilizers and they die. Or animals. Remember I told that there are some which are in liquid form, there are some which are in crystal form, there are some which are in powder form. So these chemicals, these fertilizers are the chemicals, so they are dangerous to our lives. They are expensive to buy. They are not like farmyard manure where you just collect cow dung and ferment and rot, take the garden. Here they involve money. Then they do not improve the soil texture. Instead, they destroy the soil texture. We talk about soil texture, meaning the arrangement of the soil particles. How are they? Are they too rough, fine? So this one, destroy the soil texture. They also need skilled labor to apply. Not every person can apply artificial fertilizers. It needs to have technical know-how. If you know how to apply, that's when you build it. Then they kill living organisms in the soil. These fertilizers, they are chemicals. They kill living organisms in the soil. So we have methods of applying fertilizers. One, we have a method called broadcasting method, where you get your fertilizer and you begin throwing randomly in the garden. Then we have spraying method. This one applies with only liquid fertilizers, or this one that can dissolve in water. You put in a pan, then you begin spraying on the leaves of the crops. Then we have placement method. With the placement method, we are going to get this fertilizer as we plant maize. Dig a hole, put your maize grains, put the fertilizer also in the same hole. Then you cover with the soil. That's what we call placement method. We have another method called top dressing. With top dressing, we apply, we make a ring around the crop. If this one is my crop growing, I apply a ring around my crop, so that the crop be in the middle. Then it's being surrounded by the fertilizer. So this ring is for the fertilizer. Now as the crop grows, it extends its roots outward, so that these roots can access these nutrients from the fertilizer. Then we have another method called injection method. With the injection method, on the applies in plants like bananas with long stems, so that they get the fertilizer, put a syringe and inject into the stem of the banana. Then irrigation method, this one happens in rice schemes where they mix with water and they allow the fertilizer together with water to flow into the garden. So these are the methods of applying fertilizers in the garden. In case you are asked in examination, mention any two methods of applying fertilizers. Members, you have one to answer. We have 6 of them here. By the examiner may want only 2 or 1. So this marks the end of our lesson 10. And wish you well. That ensure you bring the work for marking, and also send on WhatsApp if you are far from the school. Make sure your work is clear and get the feedback. I also encourage you to be writing the corrections where you fail, because we always send back the correction. Make sure you do the corrections before you do the new one. Are you together? Thank you for listening. We meet in the next lesson.